I'm doing intermittent fasting for 30 days. And if I have to be honest, I'm not in the best shape ever, especially seeing as I'm a transformation coach by profession. But nevertheless, here I am. Tomorrow morning, I'm starting my 16-8 intermittent fasting protocol. Now, if you don't know what that is, let me first explain. This is a normal day of eating, as recommended by most dietitians. Usually, most people automatically fast from around 10 p.m. to 7 a.m., which is a 9-hour fasting period. The latest science show, however, that the longer this fasting window is, the more benefits seem to appear. So, with intermittent fasting, you theoretically just squish all these meals together and increase the fasting period to 16 hours. What this also means is that you only have 8 hours to get all this food into your stomach. Most people will struggle to do this, and therefore they eat less food and lose weight. Now I'm interested in that part, but apparently there's a whole host of other benefits that also come along with intermittent fasting. So let's find out. Wish me luck. So I got out of bed, walked all the way to the kitchen, turned on the kettle to make my morning coffee, and then realized, wait a minute, I can't have my morning coffee because that would break my fast. My coffee has sweetener in it. And technically you also shouldn't be having black coffee because caffeine mobilizes fat. And the whole idea behind fasting is to force the body to self-regulate energy without any external intervention. So caffeine or coffee is also out. I decided to make this challenge a little bit harder on myself by implementing my #1 dieting strategy that I always tell my clients to do. High protein, low carb diet. So let's do some meal prep. The second source of protein on the list for today is some ground beef, nice and lean. I think that's enough for one pan. Oh, you can smell the rosemary. Remember, you should have more protein than carbs in these meals. Some green veg, you know what they say, the greener, the better. This is a lower carb vegetable mix that's coming into these ones with less carb. Remember kids, you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Perfect, yummy. And there you have it, meal prep. Done and dusted. On with the challenge. One of the biggest benefits I know of intermittent fasting is the increase in insulin sensitivity. So it's a pretty complicated concept to explain, and I made a whole YouTube video explaining it. I'll leave the link below. But in essence, it basically refers to the body has to be responsible to use its own energy to regulate its blood sugar levels. There's no glucose intake that spikes the blood sugar to prompt the body to make insulin and use energy. So that benefit in the increase in insulin sensitivity alone can be worth trying intermittent fasting for. Anyways, so it's day 5 at the moment, and usually I would be taking my afternoon nap right now, but I don't feel tired at all. I'm feeling pretty good. It's not that difficult. So I woke up this morning with my stomach growling. Okay. Intermittent fasting is proving to be a challenge. I am dying. It's day 10 and I have some good news to share with you guys. I don't feel as hungry anymore. I'm in my garden right now and I have like 2 hours before I have my first meal and I don't even feel hungry. I have to say, it's kind of refreshing to also not always feel full. You see, this is where something really interesting happened. There's a scientific explanation for how this whole thing is playing out at the moment. You see, my satiety center in my head actually restored itself. It became more sensitive to my body's actual energy needs again. It got bamboozled by years of too much eating and skewed perceptions of how big portions should really be. My body literally started producing less of a hormone called ghrelin. Ghrelin is the hormone responsible for telling your body that you're hungry. So because my body isn't being bombarded with so much food so often anymore, it's literally producing less of this ghrelin hormone, benefiting me a lot with feeling hungry. Pretty cool, right? Anyways, back to the video. As I was busy making a shake for me and my friend, Ruby, quickly come grab the camera. I realized that I haven't really recorded much clips since like day 10 or 12, and I think the reason therefore is nothing really else happened. So I'm assuming it's going to be exactly the same. Let's see. If you don't see another clip, that means everything was the same from day 10 all the way till day 30. Overall, my experience of this intermittent fasting journey is quite good. I mean, I feel healthy, I feel lean, I lost some good weight. I mean, this is me before and this is me after. One thing I must add, however, is that doing intermittent fasting did make me feel way more hungry in the evenings. And if you're not careful, that alone might be the reason for you to not get the weight loss results that you're looking for. There are many benefits of intermittent fasting that we can't really see and feel as normal humans. Medical professionals can figure them out. Things like decreases in overall inflammation levels, which I did sort of experience. I mean, I recovered faster from my workouts, so this could be a benefit from the intermittent fasting, but it can also just be a benefit of sleeping better. Who knows? And some other benefits like improved neural connections and pathways, decreases in risk from Alzheimer's and atherosclerosis and arteriosclerosis and arthritis, and all these things come along as apparent benefits for intermittent fasting. But to be honest, I don't really know whether these benefits are so tangible to us as normal humans. Yes, scientists could maybe see a few markers here and there that could improve how you feel and look as well, but overall, the benefits I actually felt was the energy, the mental clarity, the weight loss is obviously a nice benefit, and the decrease in effort it takes to make so much food every day. So I think those are my biggest benefits when it came to my intermittent fasting journey. I enjoyed it. It's not that attainable for everybody, especially if you have a job that keeps you away from eating in a certain time frame. And also like family experiences. If you go out with friends, for example, social lives become a little bit tricky. And you'll always see these YouTubers say, no, you have to stick to it very strongly and you can't go over the lines, otherwise you lose all the benefits and your body won't adapt. And to a certain degree, they are correct. Your body needs to be very consistent in a certain eating rhythm for it to change systems and how it uses energy and how you feel, etc. But I think personally, intermittent fasting, if you do it in the mornings, works very well for most people. But when you pull it into the evenings and you start eating earlier and earlier, that's where it might get a little bit tricky. But that's about it. Those are the worst parts of intermittent fasting. And I think the benefits ultimately outweigh the sacrifices. So I think it's worth it. If you want to give it a try, I'll link my intermittent fasting video below to teach you exactly how you can also do this journey for yourself. Check it out and remember to subscribe to the channel. Overall, intermittent fasting could be a solution to eating less during the day, helping you to lose some weight. But there's something else that I'm pretty interested in. So there's this research study that came out saying that growth hormone levels spike after 16 hours of fasting. Now, I only did 16 hours of fasting. I never went over 16 hours of fasting because that's quite hectic. But this research paper intrigued me a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test this out next. I'm going to be bringing in some weight training and a biometric scale to measure how much muscle mass, fat mass, and bone mass, and all the other masses I have. I want to track whether if I fast longer than 16 hours, if this apparent growth hormone spike actually happens, will it have an effect on my muscle mass? Now, I'm a high-intensity interval training person. I do a lot of cardio, so I don't have a lot of muscle mass on me. So this will be very interesting to see what happens with the growth hormone spike. So if you're interested in seeing a video like that, click on the subscribe button below or like this video. I'll see you in the next one. Remember, I post 3 times a week sometimes, Mondays, Wednesdays, even Fridays. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed it. Cheers.